Good morning, Jay Bothroyd. Everyone's been talking about this ever since that interview on Saturday night, right? There's still a lot of anger about Salah's outburst, let's call it that. Have Liverpool handled it in the right way?
Yeah, I can't complain. I think Liverpool have handled it in the right way. And they didn't really have a choice, to be honest. Salah has come out publicly. He spoke about the club in a disrespectful way. I think his teammates have the right to be disrespected as well. And as a consequence of this, he's been left at home. You know, he's not going to go to Milan to play against Inter. And he can't have no complaints, to be honest. I think he will look at this and think, if he's smart, he should come out, apologise publicly to the manager, apologise to his teammates and the Liverpool fans, because no player is bigger than the club.
Why does he have to do that publicly when he's getting criticised for doing this publicly? Should he learn from that and say, well, I should have done all this privately?
No, I think that's the reason.
Apologise privately.
No, Tom, that's the reason why. You can't apologise behind closed doors, but you come out publicly and, you know, be negative towards the manager and talk about himself. To be honest, it's just terrible timing from him. Liverpool are going through a tough time as it is. And to be perfectly honest, when you look at Liverpool, like, they've scored 10 goals this season in Europe. They've scored 24 goals in the Premier League. Their problem is not scoring goals, it's defending. And when you look at Salah's output this season, defensively, he hasn't been good. I mean, the goal that stands out in my mind was the one against PSV, where he's lost the ball and he's, you know, the players taken the ball off him, sprinted forward. He's actually made the pass. They've scored from it. And, you know, he's just jogging to the point where it looks like he gave up. And it's like, if you're going through a tough time, any player will tell you, you can grind yourself out of the bad time just by working hard. And obviously, Salah's not doing that right now.
Have you got any defence for the player?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, there are times. Even me, like, listen, I'm not at Salah's level.
He is used to playing.
Yeah, of course.
Every minute available.
Again, I've never been as good as Salah, and I'm never going to say I have. But I have been in situations where I feel that I should be playing, and sometimes I might act like that. But it's when I was young. You know, he's got no excuses. He's, 32, 33 years old. There's no excuses. He shouldn't be acting like this. He should be looking at the likes of Steven Gerrard when he was at Liverpool, a leader. He had quality, but even there was times when he was on the bench and he was frustrated, but he handled himself correctly.
I'm not saying that Arne Slot's job was ever under threat, not saying that, but he was certainly under pressure.
He's under his job.
Is this helping him?
Tom,
because the club seem to be backing.
Tom, his job is under threat.
The manager, not the player.
No, his job is under threat because they're not winning games, right? And this can't carry on. This won't carry on. If this carries on till like January and they're not winning games and they're falling down the table even more, there's going to be a serious decision to make. I just think that when you have come out and he's made this about him, that's the problem. Where he should be thinking about his team mates as a collective. He's probably in the leadership group. He's an experienced player. He should be one of the ones that says, you know what, I'm not playing well, because he's not playing well. And the fact that he alludes to what he's done in the past, you know, the years that he's been at Liverpool and even last year, don't even talk about that, because what you've done then is why you've been rewarded with this contract, earning 400 grand a week, over it is. That's gone. You need to focus on the now. And it looks like he's had a drop-off, I mean, especially in his defensive work, but then his numbers are not there either. And when you're not performing up the pitch and scoring your goals, your attitude can come into question because you're not performing. When you're high maintenance and you're not performing, that's when things will come into question, and that's what's happening now.
Do you expect him to leave in January? Expect him to leave?
I think it's a difficult one. Obviously, he is wanted in Saudi. It depends on himself. Does he want to play week in, week out? Is he prepared to understand his role now, which is not going to be week in, week out? I don't see any player, when they age, able to play in the Premier League 3 games a week. It's not going to happen because your body just can't do it. And as well, one thing I would like to look at as well, like I always say that, I mean, I heard Jamie Carragher say a few weeks ago that his legs have gone. And that's a term you use in football, but it's not a derogatory one. It's not an insult. It's a way to say, you know, when as you get older, you know, your strength might deteriorate, your speed deteriorates, especially when you're a speed demon like Salah's been throughout the years. But then a lot of these players that can play into their mid-30s, they reinvent themselves in some kind of way. When you look at them, you look at the likes of Rooney, like he reinvented himself. He went into number 10. He went into midfield. You look at Messi, he stepped into a number 10 role. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's made himself more a poacher in the box. Ibrahimovic, Kane is coming deeper now. Henry, when he was playing, as soon as Henry lost his pace, you know, he played a different way. Ryan Giggs, he was playing on the left, speed demon, coming inside. But the thing about all these players that I've mentioned is they're all, the technique and the IQ is second to none. That's the thing with Salah. Salah's main attribute was obviously his finishing and his pace. Now, one of their main assets that he has is his pace. If he's not working around and he's not ratting and he's not putting in the hard yards defensively, you know, he can't be called into question. Yes, there are other players in that team that he can say, well, I'm not the only one that's playing badly, but he shouldn't be thinking about them. He should be thinking about himself.